All right, we're gonna do something that I've always wanted to do, and that is whale out on Prism Soulstone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up $100 worth and see what I get, see if it's worth it. I'm doing things so that you don't have to. And the reason why I am interested in trying this is that a lot of characters that I use every day. Sun Wukong, Mithrala, Lydia, Michinaki, Arbiter, and almost all of the epics. They're kind of like the core epics in this bunch. A lot of the epics I already have at high stars. You know, I would just lose my mind if I got one of those useful. Now, even the legendaries that I don't have, I can definitely hold on to the souls for when I do. We'll have to see, but I've got 5 in this pool, and that seems like fun to do. Now, I was looking for some other offers, but I'm just gonna do the standard offer right here of 99 US dollars. And if you have not done so already, while I'm doing that, we'll click the link right here so that you can start the game right with Corrado, Fox Hunter, Ugo, who hopefully I'm getting the Soulstones for, or Deacon. I already have like pretty good stars on Deacon. Sun Wukong, promo code Monkey King. I'm really hoping to get on him some Soulstones. That one would make my day because I use them every day. Arbiter, Sun Wukong, Mithrala, Lydia, Michinaki, Mitch, Green Skeleton Dude. Use them every single day. So we're gonna do it. We do these one at a time. We got 22. There's also a ton of epics. Like I said, almost all of these epics I use on a daily basis. So we're gonna just do it like this. What do we get? What do we get? We got an epic right out of the gate, and that is Farrakhan. And what do we got? You can't see it, it's off screen, but that is a 5. Oh wait, we can see it right there, a 5. I believe I already have a 6 on him, so that may not be the best one for me. Looks like I can pull a total 28. I guess my math was wrong, so we're gonna get 28 attempts on this. All right, so we'll do a bunch more. I got the setup here to look all nice and fancy. I hope you like the new one. Gembo. So this guy does a lot of damage. A lot of people use him in the arena. This is one of the few epics that are on this list that I have not upgraded yet. So we got a 4 on him. Maybe that will be the incentive for me to get him started. Do another one. Okay, so we got a lot to do here. Hopefully I'll get, legendary. What do we got? Oh no, only a 2. All right, well that is the one of the characters I was super interested in, but it's only a 2. Michinaki, that's still a small increase. I think the problem though is he's a defense-based character. Pretty much usually on the first star, if I'm not mistaken, I have to go and look. You get HP on the first one, and then the second stat is attack, which helps him not at all. Now, there's pretty significant upgrades on the third. So like 1, 3, 5, and 6 as far as what the blessing does. So that doesn't really help me. Maybe this, I'm not thinking that will help me. Well, we got another legendary. All right, Armands. All right. This guy's a menace in the arena. I do not have Armands. But a lot of people do. So, you know, if you're watching this video and you're saying, wow, I could really use that. Again, I think a 3 is where there's a lot of value on the Soulstones. So there we go. Rector Draft, we got a 4 Rector Draft. I still use Rector Draft quite a bit. I use her almost every single Hydra. And I'm trying to get to 1.2 billion points every week. Last week I got 600 million points, but I'm getting double chests on the hardest 3 difficulties. We're working on it, but Rector Draft is a part of my Hydra team, and that will be an upgrade. We'll take a look at that at the end of the video and see how meaningful that upgrade is. Another legendary, what do we get? All right, Narcisse. Don't have Narcisse, it's a 2, okay. Let's keep going. What do we got next? Oh boy, another legendary. Oh, Lydia! All right, a Lydia 2. I do think that's an upgrade. I know I have at least 1 on her. I don't know if I have a 2 or not. A 2 should be some small help. Take whatever I can get. A 3, of course, is more desirable for sure. Holy moly! This is a big deal right here because this is a damage dealer. She's been one of my core damage dealers in my Chimera team, and this is going to ramp up the damage because there's a lot. I think there's crit damage available on the 5th star, although there is a 6 would be better, and we'll go into why that would be better. There is a certain blessing where it gets bonkers on ignore defense. Now, Whisper really doesn't need ignore defense because her A2 special already ignores defense. So I think I have on the one that ramps up the damage over time up to 30% when it starts stacking when you place, and that's 15%. 15%, it starts stacking based on negative effects because she's going to be in these long battles, right? Like the Chimera. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I'm pretty hyped about that. Again, the reason why I was willing to do this $100 was mostly for the epics. All right. Elva. I wish I had Elva, and a 4 Elva would be pretty useful. Somebody was talking on Reddit that some people were getting offers for, like they said, is buying Elva for $20? And I was like, you can buy Elva for $20? I'd pick up Elva for $20 really quickly. And I went and looked, and I didn't have an offer like that, but somebody on Reddit did. Anyways, I don't know what that's about. If you know what that's about, put that in the comment section, but that's something I've not seen in my account at all. What do we got here? Seer. I've already got a 6 on Seer. Seer is amazing. There's a blessing at Seer that for like Doom Tower waves that scales based on the whatever she's hitting into number of levels. So like on higher Doom Towers, you start seeing 250 level, blah, 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 and up and up and up. And it scales off of that. I've already got her at 6, so that doesn't help my account, but Seer at 6 is very good. Of course, they're all better at 6, right? Gimbo, we pulled the Gimbo already, so that's a dupe on a 4 red Gimbo. We got another legendary. It's freezing. Don't freeze on me. All right. I don't have a Crezia. Boy, that's a 5. Well, maybe someday. Maybe someday we'll get it. All right. I wish I could have got a 5 on like Arbiter, something like that. All right. What do we get here? Ugo. That's an upgrade. Ugo is another champion. Well, this is one of the champions in the promo code. Like if you use my link in the description, Ugo is over the top good. Does so many things well. Probably could be used, and you get Ugo right out of the way, like on level 15 in your link. You can use Ugo as support, healer, puts out leech, which is healing, puts down buff immunity on the opponents, which you need in Hydra for sure, and then also lowers the duration of negative effects. And then she's got this really cool revive mechanic where if she's the last one standing, she can revive the entire team. So if you build her tanky, you can take advantage of that. Also, if you're playing up against Ugo inside of like faction wars, you kind of have to target her first or else you create a problem. Anyways, that's a big deal. 4 Ugo will get used. And I don't think I had a 4 Ugo before, so that should be an upgrade. All right, what do we got here? Phoenix. All right, 5 Phoenix. This guy does... maybe it's because his A1's his basic attack, A1 basic attack, it's kind of bonkers, and it has an anti-revive mechanic. People like this guy more than I do. I don't know why I don't like this guy. Is there anybody, just tell me why I'm wrong and I don't like this guy? Maybe I don't like his facial hair or something like that. Maybe he's got beautiful long hair and I just have a thing with people with hair. People with hair, am I right? All right. Royal Guard, it's an upgrade. All right, I use Royal Guard quite a bit. I don't use Royal Guard as much as I used to, but I'll take a 4. We're gonna get a ton of upgrades here. All right, I'm looking forward to getting some upgrades. What do we got now? Madame Saris, I see her all the time in the arena. That's one that I've yet to upgrade. I think 5-star is pretty good. I probably won't get a chance to upgrade her unless she is necessary inside of Faction Wars. On the list of epics, I pretty much have used all of the epics that are in this pool other than Gembo and Saris. All right, there. Gembo. They just tried to tell me something. You're the third Gembo I pulled so far. All right, we'll keep going. 3 Gembo. Maybe the game is trying to tell me something about Gembo, right? All right, Man Eater. This guy's got some useful things with that damage immunity. So there's some unkillable teams with him. Super interesting. I feel like a lot of those teams required speed tuning, and I've kind of had an aversion to speed tuning because it was the silver cost. But now that which has been one of the best things in the game, that they got rid of the re-equip on gear for silver. So maybe now, a character like Man-Eater, I'll be more inclined to use. A lot of people like this guy. I upgraded him to 60. I could never get the timing of his ability to work right. Whisper 4, oh boy, I'd be more excited if it was a 6, but we'll take a 4. We already got a 5 on her. All right, Gembo, 4th Gembo. So this is all Gembo all the time. We're getting tons of Gembos today. Boy, we're on a streak of epics. Bracken, the Fat. Also, this guy is beyond good inside of Demon Lords. If you have this guy, use him in Demon Lord. Also use him in Fire Knight. And also, some people are using him inside of Sand Devil. But I recently put him on my Clan Boss Demon Lord team, and my consistency went through the roof. I ended up putting Tholen. This guy is working like a charm. Let's keep going. I think I've already got him at 6 though, so I don't know if that's gonna help my account. We got Gembo. Why am I getting all these Gembos? Come on. Oboro. She pairs really well with Mikage. She's got a pretty cool thing where if she hits into 4 negative effects, like 4 debuffs, then she has an AoE on her A1. It's just damage. I have used her in Hydra before, but I have not even put books on her. But she seems pretty good. Maybe if I get around, I feel like there's a bunch of epics that I can still use books. Started rounding all my epics, but I think a 4 will make her more useful. Man-Eater, we already went through that. All right, we're not getting any legendaries. Come on, are we overdue for a legendary? Come on. Okay, I just got this guy. I can't wait to use this guy. I am doing masteries on him as we speak. I was planning on, he's a Hydra god. He's got this really cool counterattack that triggers all the time. Can't wait to use this guy. And now I have a 4 on him, so that's gonna be a direct upgrade. I think I had a 1 on him before. Pretty exciting. Working on masteries on him as we speak. I've already booked him out. All right, Geomancer, probably, I know this. I'm gonna put this out. Best epic in the game. I don't think I have a 4 on him. I think I have a 3 on him, so that's gonna be an upgrade. Geomancer, best epic. What do we got? Best epic in the game. Armands, boy, 3 Armands. I know some of you have always go, I wish I had that. I wish I would have pulled that. Well, okay, come on. Give me a, oh, Mithrala! Okay, so this is the reward. A 3 will be an upgrade. I think I use Brimstone on her, and Brimstone's okay at 3. It gets better. I think I had her at 1 or 2. When she gets to 3, it gets better, but it really gets good at 5 and 6. I think I got Brimstone on her. I'm gonna go and look. I'm 99% sure I've got Brimstone on her. And that is the last one. Let me pull up a chair and let's go into the store and see what my upgrades look like. All right, so we're getting some meaningful upgrades right here. Mithrala, that'll be Brimstone. We'll take a look at that here in a minute and see if that is a good upgrade at all. So Mithrala, like I said, I use her every day. She is the reward for playing in Hydra. I use her almost everywhere. So incredibly useful. Let's see what else we got. Best epic in the game, going from a 4 to a 5. Okay. All right. Let's see if that. I don't remember all the blessings on these champions. God, I probably should pay better attention to that. All right. Let's get rid of that. And then Ugo, who I use a lot. So Ugo got an upgrade. We got 3 W's in my opinion so far. And then we're gonna also have a lot of resources for later. All right, I don't use this guy, Phoenix or Bora a lot, but I do use Whisper a ton. We'll be able to sell that right there. I don't think I'm gonna need. Let's going from a 3 to a 5. I think that's gonna be a significant amount of damage. That should help me out quite a bit in Chimera. All right, and then I use Rector Drath quite a bit. So she's going from a 3 to a 4. All right. That might be helpful. Their big jump is from 4 to 5 and 5 to 6. 3 to 4, you get a little bit. And then he goes from a 1 to a 4. That should be interesting because I have not used him, so I don't know if I'm going to feel the difference, but I am currently got him at level 53. I'll be finished with him when I get him to 60. I'm also working on his masteries. I don't use these other 3 as much, but I'm mostly curious on the ones that I've already changed on what will be the actual upgrade to them. So Mithrala right here, we use Brimstone. All right, so we get extra defense, which is fantastic. And then 3, so that goes from a 15% to a 30% chance. Now this is still the one that can be cleansed. When you get to 5, it goes from a 30% chance to 60%, but it's protected, so it'll have a yellow border. So Brimstone gets a lot better at 5 and 6. Well, 6, it's a 100% chance. I don't have any 6s that do that. So Geomancer was the next one, in my opinion, the most important epic in the game. So we're gonna get extra crit damage. That doesn't really help that much. 100%. HP, and then you can see that there is a jump from 3 to 5 in that the cruelty will trigger higher percentage. Right now it's a decrease the defense 1% per hit up to 10% on bosses, 20% on champions. Well, though it gets quite a bit better at 5. So there's a big jump from 4 to 5. Ugo, I run cruelty on as well. We're going to get HP and crit damage. Again, the HP will be useful on a support champion. Crit damage, I mean, probably not that meaningful. Whisper, like I said, I use, not Whisper. We'll come back to Whisper. Rector Drath. We got an extra on Survival Instinct, so we get extra crit damage. Fills the champion's turn meter, debuff play, spread, transfer onto him, occurs once per enemy turn. Okay, we'll take that 7% turn meter, extra HP, extra survivability, not a big deal. Now Whisper, Phantom Touch, okay, yeah, and she takes a billion turns, so that went from a 30% chance of inflicting bonus damage to 75%. Also, we're getting 23% extra crit damage. So this is all fantastic. Also, with increased accuracy, I can go and remod her a little bit more. How do I say this? I don't have to have as much accuracy on her anymore. Well, now that I've got that, it looks like I was running her kind of on the low side anyways, maybe 315. I need to go look at the version of Chimera I'm playing against, but maybe I won't need that much accuracy, and then I can actually pump up her crit damage anymore. This is pretty high for me anyways. 362, let's see, 5,000 attack, and that feels really good on this special right here because we'll ignore defense if the target is under a weakened debuff. So I don't have to equip lethal or savage or merciless or any of that. I can just focus on getting her crit damage as high as possible, and I don't have to worry about ignore defense. So I ended up putting swift parry on her, which is speed and crit damage. Okay, and a little bit of survivability, and then pinpoint and various stuff. But I didn't have to do lethal like I do on a typical damage dealers. I'm trying to do lethal, savage, merciless, whatever, to try to pump up that ignore defense mechanic on them. Ishmael. Now, I have not taken this guy out for a spin. Right now, I'm working on his masteries. Not quite there. It's hard to finish masteries when we have all kinds of events running. So right here, what do we got? This went from, I haven't even put a blessing on him yet. All right. I will work on the blessings on him. I have to go and do some research on which one is going to be the best. I got to say, there's one that is turning out to be a trap that I was putting on, and somebody pointed out to me. What is it? Crushing Rend. Let's see if I can find the one, and I was not using it correctly. This sounds good, but it's really only good at 6. Every hit will ignore a percentage of the target's defense. That is very good at 6, but kind of bad everywhere else. So, because it's only like for the first 2 hits. No, I mean, maybe that's good in arena. So I would say Crushing Rend. I'm going to ignore Crushing Rend unless I have a 6-star, especially in the longer battles. In the longer battles, I don't know, maybe this will be the way to go. I don't know. Because the damage will ramp up to 8%. Well, we'll take a look at it afterwards. So if you have not done so already, click the link in the description or scan the QR code and you're going to get Corrado, Fox Hunter, get Ugo, who we've talked about a lot today, and then also Deacon Armstrong. We didn't talk about Deacon today, but Deacon at level 40 is pretty amazing. Sun Wukong, use promo code Monkey King in the first 24 hours of playing Raid Shadow Legends. And then, of course, if you log in for 7 days, you're going to get Michelangelo. The first of 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The other 3 are floating around in the game. Kind of challenging to get. I've only got 2 of them. We'll see how it goes. Bye for now.